Recently, somebody anonymously sent him a video of me doing oral to a guy I had met at a lounge. Sorry.
This is why I cannot trust women. Some guy messaged me and he said, hey man, I want you to do a loyalty test on my girlfriend. So he sent me her Instagram. I went on her profile. She looked like an innocent girl. I messaged her.
What's the sexiest thing that a woman can wear? And these are some of the responses that I got. Men and women's divorce stats are approximately 50%. Homosexual male divorce stats are 28%. Lesbian female marriages, 72% divorce rates. If women can't stay married and 72% of those end up in divorce, it's not the dudes, it's the ladies. Title of this is White Guilt is a Mental Disorder. And we have a video here. Bunch of white dudes, for Harris probably, bending the knee. All right, let's do this one over here. This is one of those Reddit posts, you know, where they're past catches.
Oh, great. Can't wait.
I'll read it. Some of you may not be able to see it, but apparently title of this one says, guy I'm dating received old videos of me giving someone oral sex. I'll read my caption afterwards. It's pretty short when it says, been dating a guy. He's 26 now for 3 months. He's honestly such a gentleman. And we spend lots of time together in person over text call. Recently, somebody anonymously sent him a video of me doing oral to a guy I had met at a lounge club, whatever you want to call it. I know it was awful that I did that within 45 minutes of knowing him. That's not that uncommon, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies know, gentlemen maybe not know, but it's not that uncommon that something like that can go down 45 minutes after they first meet in an environment where there's alcohol and or drugs, and the whole whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas stuff, you know, the line that you all hear about and know. Know him, but I was in a dark place at that time. So apparently she was in a dark place at that time when she
literally
formed and I needed some healing. So apparently this is the way that the gals will heal, fellas.
Healing in this situation is code for dick.
Yeah. This guy in question ended up being my FWB for a year or so. In the video, I say some really dumb stuff like, once you go black, you never go back. Once you go Greek, you won't sit for a week, baby. Just some dumb stuff, honestly, right? And he finished in... I can't read these with a straight face, Mom. Someone sent this to my ex, and I have no freaking idea who. I reached out to my former FWB, and he said he had no idea he was, as he was in a relationship now, and his face couldn't be seen in the video. Anyways, the guy I've been seeing got really upset and accused me of using him for time and money and withholding sex for 3 months. You see the difference in the timeline. Alpha male, 45 minutes. Beta male, 3 months. Which, by the way, is false. I'm just not comfortable being intimate so soon without a commitment. Like, really? We have kissed, however. I need to know who filmed the video and how to convince this guy I'm dating that this is a completely different version of me. I've grown as a lady since then. Thoughts, please. Anyway, she knew she was being filmed was my caption. So playing the victim in the chaos that she created here is it's just laughable. I get tired of seeing stuff like that. Never ever take a woman seriously that gives away her best after 45 minutes to a total stranger in a nightclub, but makes you wait 3 months. But she was in a dark place, and that can lead to some erroneous behavior, apparently.
Whoever sent that video just did that guy a favor. I mean, might suck, it might hurt, man, but you dodged a bullet, you know. But you don't know that yet. You don't know that yet. I don't think
he's going to respond to it positively. He'll probably just stick around.
Who would? Oh, God.
After he just cucked himself and watched this chick. All right. You've probably seen this one before, but it bears reminding. Men and women's divorce stats are approximately 50%. Homosexual male divorce stats are 28%. Lesbian female marriages, 72% divorce rates. Problem ain't the guys, ladies. It's y'all. It's the ladies. If women can't stay married and 72% of those end up in divorce, it's not the dudes. But this has been mentioned several times.
Well, this is an interesting argument that I hadn't even thought about until I saw it. Because the common argument, look, the stats are the stats. Women leave men in divorces anywhere from 70 to 80% of the time. But you bring that stat up, and then you start with moving the goalposts and special pleading, and you'll hear women say, oh, well, that's because it's the man's fault. It's because he was, abusive, or he, blah, 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 or whatever it is. Like, no matter what, it's her leaving is because of the man did something his fault. So it's a reaction to something. It's a justified reaction. Well, then you can turn around and say, okay, well, let's look at domestic violence cases, for example. So if a dude hauls off and hits his woman and puts her through a wall, that's inexcusable, but we're not allowed to say, well, what did she do to get him to that point? You see how the logic sort of fails there?
Mhm.
So she can leave the man and say it's his fault. She pushed him to do it, but a man can never say she pushed me to knock her freaking chin off. So, I mean, try to reconcile that one.
All right, here's another interesting one from you, from the wokeness crowd. Title of this is "White Guilt is a Mental Disorder," and we have a video here. A bunch of white dudes, for Harris probably, bending the knee. The black crowds, like, this girl's crying. I'm not really sure why. Crazy, huh? Apologizing for what? Like, slavery ended in 1865. What is it that they are actually apologizing
They're
for?
like renouncing their whiteness, I've heard. Well, it's like they renounce their whiteness. They apologize for being white, for whatever that means. I mean, and I've seen that, and it's like, my God, man. I mean, what do you, it blows my mind. I mean, it's this self-flagellation. It's this just idea that, and here's the thing, there's no satisfaction. Once you start down that route and you start giving that away to folks, they have that power over you, and there's no satisfaction. They always want more. That's not enough, right? Now they've got you. It's kind of those guys that fall for those text bot scams or those OnlyFans scams or whatever. And it's like, what some of these people will do, they'll pretend to be a chick. They'll send videos and stuff, and they'll get the guy to send some videos back. It's like, oh, like, I want to see you do X, Y, Z, ABC, like very embarrassing stuff that you would not want people to see. And then they go, gotcha. If you don't send me X amount of dollars right now, and they manipulate screenshots of your social media, and they say, oh, I'm going to send this and broadcast this out to all of your friends, your family, your social media followers. It's going to ruin you unless you send money. Well, it's like, the minute that you kowtow to that and you send the person the money or whatever, you think it's over. No, they'll never leave you alone. It's always going to be more and more. Once they've got their hooks in you, you are done forever. So it's just, and who are you apologizing for? Like, what? I'm sorry. I wasn't around. I wasn't born. Never owned slaves.
You weren't around. Your dad wasn't around. Your granddad wasn't around. Your great granddad probably wasn't even around at that time either. Right. But that's the mental conditioning that they push. The other thing that I saw this week, and I didn't save the video, but there was a clip of this guy, black dude with dreads in a casino. I think his name's Prime or something.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that? Where it was like intentionally walking into white dudes and calling them crackers. And
he ran into a woman. I thought she was a guy was walking with his chick, and he literally like bumped into her, and like it's hard enough that made her spin around.
Yeah.
And he turns around and starts screaming.
Yeah, there was some video of about 4 or 5 of them, and I mean, it's all fun and games until you bump into the wrong guy and he clocks you one, for being a dick. But yeah, these things are getting out of hand, and I'm seeing it a lot on socials now. I got this other one over here. It's more of a question, than anything else. I wanted to ask people, men more specifically, men only, what's the sexiest thing that a woman can wear? And these are some of the responses that I got. Well-dressed, modesty is sexy. Obviously, she's an attractive gal. You don't need all the skin exposed, right? Lululemon pants are undefeated. Can never go wrong there as long as she's an attractive gal. Summer dress, no or little makeup, headbands, minimal makeup, sundress, flats, sundress, no underpants. Just simplified things. Nothing is always good too, right? Elegant, classy, covered up, summer dresses. Tight jeans, fitted shirt, humility, right? Shyness. Yes, shyness. My shirts. Yeah. So, I always find it interesting, when you ask the guys on socials, what they think is hot or what they find attractive anyway. And Most of it's just modesty, really. It's fascinating.
Well, be in shape first and foremost. I mean, those are caveats. It's like, yeah, I don't want to see a woman that's 250 pounds wearing yoga pants,
Yes.
tight pants, this and that and the other. You know, the sexiest thing a
You
woman
know the
can
rule
wear is
for
an in
leopard
shape
print
body.
pants, right?
Enlighten us.
You must weigh less than the animal that they represent.
So elephant pants are on the
So
table.
if you're
for
wearing
most
leopard print pants, a leopard's maybe 150 pounds. You got to weigh less than 150 pounds.
etch it in stone.
So I got another one over here. So have you ever heard of the loyalty test, Moff?
No, I don't think I know what that is.
And we got a couple of guys waiting for us in the green room to call in and ask questions. We'll get to those in a little bit. You can just, sort of stick around and watch from there if you want, but the link's pinned up at the top of the chat. So loyalty tests is where you ask somebody to loyalty test your girl to see what she's going to do. If he's like going to slide into her DMs, right? Now, if I'm being honest, if you take any popular person and he's handsome and he slides into your girl's DMs, I think the vast majority of them will probably respond to them, especially if you're a lower tier or a lower caliber guy. And this guy is influential, handsome, rich, all that sort of stuff, right? Like status has a lot of pull when it comes to women. So I want to show you this clip over here. This guy, he's a TikToker with about 3 million follows. I've seen some of his stuff before. It's pretty funny. But this is more of a serious post because he had just a follower ask him to test his girl, and this is what happened.
This is why I cannot trust women.
Back it up. Sorry.
This is why I cannot trust women. Some guy messaged me and he said, "Hey man, I want you to do a loyalty test on my girlfriend." So he goes to me in Greek. He wants to continue and pursue this relationship, but he's unsure. So he wants to make sure she's loyal. I go to him, "I got you on this one, bro." So he sent me her Instagram. I went on her profile. She looked like an innocent girl. I messaged her. I go to her, "Hey." She goes, "Hey." Off the bat, she responded to me. Red flag. "How's your day going, love? I'm resting, blah, blah, blah." She's engaging in a conversation. I sent him the messages. He said, "Keep going." I go, "Where are you from?" She responded, "We're talking. I have the same plans to come to Greece," because I told her I was in Greece. So then the conversation continues. "You come to Romania, I'll come to Greece. What big plans you already have for me?" Oh, she's down with it. She put that angel emoji. She is not a good girl. This is when my heart broke. I sent him the messages again. He goes, "Please continue, please. I can barely hold my tears right now. I was working hours to provide for her for some good holidays." So he also sent me a conversation between them two. She sent him this meme. She's probably talking to someone else, me. Long story short, the conversation continued. She's talking about planning to hang out with me. And at the end, she goes, "You're already making cocktails for me to come over?" I'm just glad I opened this guy's eyes and he didn't pursue this girl.
There you go. That's the loyalty test. But again, you pick a good looking stud like that, that's got a huge influential following on social media and a blue check mark with a few million follows, DMs your girl, she's probably going to talk to him. A really good girl, you want to loyalty test a chick, get an icon with a blue check mark and a huge following to message your girl. And if she ignores him or tells him to pound sand, marry her. That's it. She's not going to leave you. As long as you don't fuck up, she's not going to leave you. Off the wheels are turning. You're gonna get somebody.
It's just
girl.
Yeah, right. It's brutal, man. It's just like, I mean, it's you can't be mad at them for what they are. You just got to accept it. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I mean, the only thing you can do is just be as best you possibly can and try to be your best option, man. But it's the monkey branching is a real thing. Hypergamy is a real thing. So, I mean, we don't have a lot of backstory. We don't have a lot of this and that. I mean, we don't know if they were actually in a relationship or if they were at whatever stage. But I mean, most women out there are willing to entertain,
to provide a good vacation, right?
I mean, maybe that's the problem. Maybe she doesn't want a guy that has to work his ass off. She wants a guy that's already got it like that. So
yeah, that's
why
I'm saying.
They move in.
If you're working your ass off to provide a good vacation for a girl and trying to save up some money, and a Chad slides into her DM, she's probably going to respond to him. Like, let's just be honest. Like, A lot of guys get upset when girls leave guys and they ditch them and they move on. But at the end of the day, the only reason why she's leaving you or has left you is because she thought she could do better.
Yep.
She genuinely thought that she could do better.
And whether she can or cannot is irrelevant.
Right.
It's just the idea that she thinks she can. Whether she actually can do better is irrelevant. But if she thinks she can, that's pretty much it.
That's it. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the Courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.